We've all seen the eye-catching pink cars and pink racing suits on the grid before. They just come back recently with Alpine this season. But before that, the pink team was Force India, and they had a bit of a controversial past, as some would say. Force India was an Indian Formula One team which competed from 2008 to 2018, when the owner of the team faced financial and legal troubles. The poor drivers of Sahara Force India had to change teams after the incident and became Racing Point Force India F1 as the new constructor, and they sadly could not inherit their points from the start of the season. The core of the team was founded by Eddie Jordan. The team came together as Jordan Grand Prix in 1991, with Rubens Barrichello, Eddie Irvine, Damon Hill, Martin Brundle and Jean Alesi as the drivers. Of course, who can forget about Michael Schumacher? The legendary driver made his Formula One debut with Jordan at Belgium. Jordan was actually sold to the Midland Group in 2005 and was renamed MF1 Racing. They were sold again to Dutch car manufacturer Spyker. Finally, in 2008, they were bought by Indian businessman Vijay Malla for an astounding €90 million. Sahara Force India was first seen in the 2008 Australian Grand Prix. To our surprise, both of the team's drivers, Sutil and Fisichella, did not get to finish the race at all. Actually, they even failed to score a single top 10 finish in their inaugural season. It took a year for them to bounce back from this. Fisichella was second at Spa and Sutil finished fourth in Monza in the 2009 season. They were quickly getting points until the former was replaced by Vittorio Luzzi in 2010, who in turn was succeeded by Paul Di Resta in 2011. Because of legal problems, Sutil did not join the 2012 season and was replaced by Nico Hulkenberg, but confusingly came back in 2013. Thankfully, in the end, Hulkenberg was with Sergio Perez in 2014, the driver who gave Force India their second ever podium. I'll admit, F1 has a lot of drama, but this team has notable issues from the start. Everyone thought that this was it, the perfect team. Little did they know that Vijay Malla actually has dirt on his name. Having the first Indian-owned F1 team sounded exciting. Now, why was this such a controversial event? People were already a bit sceptical because the team has a notorious history of changing sponsors. This time they were under a businessman who had never owned an F1 team before. Vijay Malla was a very powerful man and he was no joke. He was even a member of parliament. Malla was the ex-chairman of United Spirits, the largest company in India. He was the former owner of Kingfisher Airlines. He's still the chairman of United Breweries Group, even though the Indian government keeps a close eye on him. Aside from being the co-owner of Force India Formula One team, he has also dabbled in owning a cricket team, Royal Challengers Bangalore. He was even called the King of Good Times because of his extravagant lifestyle. It all took a turn when all the companies he owned earned so many financial scandals. Vijay Malla left India in 2016 because he knew he was in deep trouble. Before we go ahead, here's a humble request to all you guys. Subscribing to our channel and giving this video a thumbs up will greatly help out our YouTube journey. With that being said, let's get back to the business at hand. Almost 17 Indian banks are trying to collect €90 billion from him, and he has the audacity to hide. Several agencies are investigating Malla for financial fraud and money laundering. His ignorance cost the Formula One team he acquired. In the middle of the 2018 season, Sahara Force India went into administration due to financial trouble. Believe it or not, although the team was owned by Malla, they still weren't as big as teams like Ferrari, since they were given limited budgets. They were known for efficient operations at least. Sergio Perez stayed and he was partnered with Esteban Ocon in 2017. Perez and Ocon actually finished 7th and 8th in the Drivers' Championship of that year. Then, Sahara Force India F1 team was excluded from the 2018 Championship. 2019 season will be the first in 11 years to not have the Force India F1 team on the grid. As we said, the team went into administration just before the 2018 Hungarian Grand Prix. Canadian businessman Lawrence Stroll took over the team. Otmar Szwarc became their CEO. Stroll is notably the father of Formula One driver Lance Stroll. The Racing Point UK Limited was built. What happened to the drivers? Sergio Perez and Esteban Ocon were definitely on a roll. Perez was reportedly the best driver of the team. He had the most starts for Force India Racing Point from 2014 to 2020 with 135 starts. He had his first victory during the Saga Grand Prix, and Perez gave the team 7 podium finishes. The buyout meant that the team lost the points they got from the first part of the season, but they still did well enough to climb back up to 7th place in the 9 events remaining. In 2019, Sergio Perez was joined by Lance Stroll in the team, replacing Ocon. Some people think that he's only part of the team because of his father. Of course, he proved them wrong, since he is one of only 4 drivers to claim a pole position for the team by placing in the top 10 during the 2019 season. Then the pandemic came, and both drivers had COVID at some point of the 2020 season. It was difficult for them, and by the end of the year, Lawrence Stroll bought a 16.7% stake in Aston Martin, and the team is now known as the Aston Martin F1 team. Your comments are heavily welcome, as we would love to know your thoughts on the championship so far this year. So comment now.